Okay. Maybe this will be my final word on the subject of this paedophile allegations against me. I'm going to tell you the story and the facts, backed up with a little bit of proof and evidence, okay, and circumstances known to the public. All they got to do is be jogged, like my son's video did with me. It took a little while. Very, very, very nasty that my son claims he was molested when he was a kid. But when he started this out, he did make a big statement telling that the police were involved. There was a court case coming up, and seeing court dad. He very, very cleverly went to the police, made a complaint, brought the subject up basically, got himself a crime number, and never went back again. But he's been claiming there's a court case coming, and the police have got this to get you lot all at it, and trying to get other people involved. All right, and eventually he gets Tasha involved. Tasha came out with a statement on Friday, okay, that she was molested by me, sexually abused by me for a year. He backed that year claim up, okay, so you've seen it in the statement, and you heard him talking about it. She knows my addresses, where I lived after that, and the colour of my car. It was no secret I had red Merc. I was the fucking face of Crawley, for goodness sake. ReggieCrazy.yourSonLivesHere.com. You know what I mean? And I was large in life, and he's rightly said, I had a name for myself, huge name for myself. I had a huge name for myself around town before I met fucking Crazy. Don't worry about that. I was right Herbert. Fucking punch ups, and you know, yeah, I've had more women than you've had hot dinners. So I don't need little kids, because I've had lots of women, right? Anyway, she's made this claim, dragging her mate in it as well. Her mate's actually made a comment that we've screenshotted, saying that she was a witness. So basically, I was doing one in front of the other, the way it comes across, and because she's not been to the police, we don't actually know what the level of allegation that she's, you know, what's the actual things that she's claiming happened or whatever, but I can only gather. Now, Liam's made this huge fucking live video the other day, and he's talking about a period of time when he was 8 years of age, and he's telling you how it really was. An 8-year-old kid, yeah, when it suits him, I was only 8, like telling Tasha to jump in the bath, I was only 8. What's it got to do with me? Yeah, right now, all the other facts that suits him, like he's telling you, for example, he asked why it was. He said, well, if you only knew Tasha for a few weeks, because like this backed her up that I was seeing her for a year, how did you know about her and Paul? And it didn't happen anyway. But Paul Marsh, that's Maria's son. It's because I was best friends with Maria. G was another best friend of Maria's. And she's told me when I've gone around, she said, oh, I've got to come in, and Paul's 19, in bed with Tasha. I thought he was older, but I'll agree he's 19. He was in bed with Tasha. I better get G. Come get your bloody daughter out of my fucking Paul's bed. All right? And as everyone knows, I was Maria's best friend. I was blessed to fucking practically live around the house. My second home. All right? Simple as that. But thanks for prompting me with a few clues so I could piece my life back together. Because you said I've been in a coma, and sometimes things don't come back so quick. But it's all back now, and all my friends are remembering it and all. Right, Tony's back, Liam. My Bezzy pal Tony's back from Monaco. My mate works he's a bodyguard for a billionaire. Right, he's a personal bodyguard, and he's my Bezzy pal. Anyway, I was talking to him. He's going, what's the latest then? I said, God blimey. I said, do you remember when I lived in Goss Park Road? Now, all of you, do you remember I lived in that big old house at the end of Goss Park Road, all you call it lot? Yeah? Now it's all loads of flats. And the other side of the road was that actor, wasn't it? That geezer that was in with Waltley Smith and that. His name was Peter and I believe. But they've turned it into the pub. Yeah? Well, I lived there, didn't I? And I then went to Punch Cops Road. I lived there. Tony's memory of it was I was there, then I was there. I said, no, I said, in between time, I said, I lived with G. He went, did you? He went, I can't remember that. It was so quick. We've worked it out because it had been 4 or 5 weeks I was actually in her house. I was seeing her for a few weeks before leading up to that because we got engaged, moved into the house, got engaged. Reg gave her a 2-carat diamond ring, which belonged to Francis, right? But she weren't into it in any way, shape or form. She fucked off to the Divorce and Separated Club without me, about her new fiance. She just got engaged in that. When she came home, we had sex, and I said to her, look, you can tell me the truth, you're not really into this, are you? And she went, no, that's very right. I said, you've got fucking liberty, really. I said, I've just given my fucking flat up for you. I spent another week, I had to sleep in a spare room for a week, till we found, me and Nicky Treby found Punch Corps Road. Trying to feel my number in, maybe 5 or 9 or something. The Downeys owned this house. Well, they rented it off the council. And they wanted to go to Spain. My sister Jo was with us. She put us together with them. And me and Nicky Treby give them £2,000 and told them it was quite legal. We're going to buy the house in their house, in their name. Then after a couple of years, I'm going to buy it off myself, basically. I'll pay the mortgage and then buy it off of them. no profit for them, just the 2 large that they got. And I was going to buy the house. Anyway, in the process of doing all this, councils sniffed a rat and got hold of them in Spain. They was living on their boat. I don't know all the councils did it, but they got hold of them. Next thing I know, the Downeys are back at my house. I'm married by this stage as well. This whole thing was only about 6-7 months, and I'm married. It's a big clue here for you, Tash, and public. I was married. I met Geraldine. I was in the house only a few weeks, and I met Geraldine at Crawley Wine Bar. Right? She was living down the end of the road. She was going back to Ireland. I moved her into my house and married her in 8 weeks. I must have been going for a bit of a spat at that time because I was a bit of a playboy. So I've got engaged quickly to G, and that's all gone. And then Geraldine's come along, and I've met and married her within 8 weeks. Only lasted 16 months, the whole thing, because things when you don't take your time to get to know someone, it don't last, is it? But that's a fact of the matter. So I went from Goss Park, corner house of Goss Park, over the Punch Cops, but 4 or 5 weeks I was right at G. I was living with G. All went peaked on, and I was over there. And do you remember you lot? The wedding was all in the newspapers, right? It was nationals as well as the locals, right? But everyone knows, because I eventually then moved down to, a few months later, down to Burgess Hill. Me and Geraldine bought a house down there, Burgess Hill. There a few months, and boom, about a year later, whatever it was 16 months, the whole fucking thing with her. But it was only 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks after I split up with G, I was with her and we got married. End of story. So this whole point I'm making is, my mate Tony remembers all that. I remembered all that. And we sat there and talked about it last night. I went, oh, you will be a witness? And we said, of course I will. We said, I'll be a witness to all your relationship with him. Right? He said, he's threatened me, Pete. Don't remember, he's threatened me as well. I said, oh yeah, so he did, yeah. Liam's threatening everyone. Do you know what he's doing? He's lying to all of you. And him and his mates are inboxing all my friends and threatening them. He even leaves, he's got so obsessed with this, he leaves voice messages on people's thing. I'll meet you at such and such, I'm coming round there and all that. He is fucking gone with the fairies. He's gone in so deep. Do you know what, sometimes when you're mentally not well, because he's had too much cocaine, he's even trying to tell you, like, he doesn't take fucking drugs. Oh my days. He done a live link in Oxford a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks, a day after he'd done Davy's show, saying I'm drug free. He was down there off his tits. What do you think, that we can't tell the difference between drink and drugs? Hey, I've took more fucking Persian rugs than you've had hot dinners, mate. I have been clean 12 years, 9 months, but we all know, it wasn't me. My friends all caught inbox me going, fuck me, see the state of your son. Fucking hell, he's got some front. That's if he's tits. And all his mates know he takes coke. Everyone knows he takes coke. Everyone knows he's been smoking dope since he's about 13 years of age. Oh, I was 15 when I come out. I got out of Nick. He was 15. Not I was 15. He was 15. Right. So I wasn't responsible for it. When he was about 16, he come to me. He was sitting there. He loved a bit of Billy. He said that in that fucking video he did with that drink, Monster drink, whatever it is. Right. He said it was like they'd come down from a weekend in Stearns on amphetamines in Stearns, drinking that stuff. Right. So he says he didn't do it. And he says, I was one that got him on it. What I did do, when he wanted to experiment with LSD, I did fucking take it with him because I hadn't taken it for fucking years. I said, try to tell him not to take the shit. But him and his pals were fucking determined to have a go. So I went, all right, I'll compromise because I'd been in jail twice. I'd let him down. And basically, I spoiled him and let him have his own way. He actually turned around and said in his video the other day that I treated him like an equal. He didn't want to be treated like an equal now, but in them days he did. I treated him like an equal. And that was, you were saying that was my biggest fault, for treating every fucking one like an equal. I didn't think I had any right to tell him yes or no. You know, I'd advise him, but I didn't have any right to tell him yes or no, because I'd lost that fucking parental right for letting him down. So he was his own man. And also, you've got to understand something. As much as I loved my old man, my father's, I was brought up with the attitude that at 16 years of age, you're a man and you look after yourself. My dad stopped helping any of us financially when we were 16. All my brothers and sisters, as much as he loved us, he did help us out, lent us money, you know, the odd 50. I lent money twice of him when I come out of jail to get a car. And I'd give him his money back for his car, but I never went to my dad. So basically, I was looking after myself at 14. I was providing until I met Sheila, Liam's nan, who's died, bless her, and whose name he keeps bringing into it. Okay? He keeps trying to tell it was this way, it was that way, things were this and things were that. He was 8 years of fucking age. See, nothing he's got to say about my younger years. He only knows my reputation, right? He only knows what my reputation of people, you know, he never got filled in on details and people put their slant on things to him. Okay, I'm not talking about sexual things, I'm just talking about things in my life. He was brought up, my name is legendary in Crawley. And what he's trying to do is fucking ruin my name because he's got no part of my life anymore. And he's just gone too fucking far. And where he's had to make it worse and worse and worse, he's dug himself a bigger hole. Because he's concocted a story. Up your gunners. He's concocted a story with Tasha. She wasn't happy. Just say, oh yeah, when he was living with my mum, he abused me. No, went on for a year. For fuck's sake, I was married to Geraldine Doyle, right? I moved from your house to Punchcock Road, and everyone knows I was living in Punchcock Road. They all know Geraldine come along. I got married, then I up in Burgess Hill, all right? Because we lost the house, and the Downeys had to come back. Now, the Downeys are witnesses to these fucking events, right? Because they're dragged in. Crawley Council are witnesses to these events because they're dragged into it. The fucking national newspapers are fucking subjected to it as well. The Sunday People, because they took photographs of me fucking supposedly chasing a fucking reporter up the road. The newspapers are in on it. Nicky Treby knows there. Tony knows. All my friends know about Geraldine. The whole family knows about Geraldine. So please, please, please put your thinking caps on. And remember back when I was living with Jeep a little while and I was in Gosport House. And before that, I was living with Sheila, his grandparents, when I come out Nick, living 18 months. But I'm really glad you brought these names up, you syphilitic looking cunt. Because you helped me jog my memory. As you say, I've been in a coma. And he's trying to make a thing of this and trying to make a thing of me and my brothers and sisters being abused as a kid. It's just to try and score brownie points. He's brought my child up and my fucking brothers and sisters' child up. Fucking evil little cunt. Eh? How evil is that? Bring up my fucking sister's childhood to try and score brownie points of your old man. That's just made me a bit emotional, that. Maybe because that's fucking so scummy. So scummy to fucking and sit there threatening to kill everyone. I do hope the old will kick your fucking arse, because I will press all the fucking charges they want me to. Don't you worry about that. I will fucking prosecute you, hound you to the end of your fucking days for the fucking shit that you've put my friends through. You all think he's nice. You don't understand what he's doing to my friends in the fucking background. Charlie Rainey, R-A-I-N-E-Y. Inbox him. Ask him. Be nice. Ask him what they're doing to him. Stan Crowber. Ask him. Wendy Matthews. Ask her. Sally Dixon. Ask her what they're doing to him in the background. Clive Williams. Ask him. There's loads of them. Angela Beresford. She's stopped being my friend because of the fucking hassle that they're giving them. There's loads of them that have gone. That were commenting. Richard Thompson doesn't comment anymore, and he was one of the first to jump down Liam's fucking throat and tell you all what he was about and the shit that he's done. Richard's had to report him to the police twice himself for threats in the last year, and all Richard did was leave his business. Liam is obsessional with people, but he's more obsessional with me because I'm his dad. I'm daddy, and I don't want him anymore. He fucking refused me a few toner cartridges, and I've had his threats, right? He's not scared of me. He's not been scared of me for 9 years, guys. Right? He's never been scared of me as a kid. He was fucking spoiled, but he can't save the last 9 years because he's constantly threatening me. And as the police fucking picked up, if I'd been grooming kids, right, why wasn't he telling people throughout this hatred period of his since he was 17 and I sent that letter? The letter was he was a fucking grass. Because when he come and told me about the Airy Ape story, he didn't think it was rape. He didn't think he'd done anything wrong. Him and his mates took a turn with this bird and she didn't know he was there. As far as he said, there's nothing wrong. And he hates me like mad. That's why he's trying to make me into a sex beast to take the dairy off himself. You know, right? And I would have fucking said none of that to be able to start me on the fucking first place. With my son. It was my son. It was between me and his mum. And he let me talk to her. He started this divide and conquer back them days. You're a fucking scumbag, you are, Liam. Right? I would never have gone public with that. Right? Never. If you hadn't fucking started on me, I've defended myself. That's all I've done is defend myself. And I've had to back you off and back you off and back you off. How can I keep coming up with all these fucking stories if it ain't right? Hey? I was in a fucking coma. You've told everyone. I was in a fucking coma. Right? It doesn't recollect like it fucking used to. But it's slowly come back. Slowly come back. Of course, I've got my fucking Bessie Powell who does remember these things. But G was such a short time. He does remember that she was there, but it wasn't something he recalled because it was something. Remembers Geraldine, remembers Liam, remembers Katrina. Although Katrina was before his time, but of course of her involvement in my life, he knows all about her. He knows the elements of my life. G and Tasha were such a small part of it that it was something that he had to have his memory fucking jogged. It was like, oh yeah, but you know, I could walk past the street and not know who she is. He said, yeah, so could I. It was so short period of time. I could walk past him in the fucking street and I didn't recognise Tasha. But big slip up. The story is I abused her for a year. I was in her house about 4 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks at the most. Over the Punchcocks Road. Because that was the fucking period of time. Because Gino, or I rented that thing off. I then give the room over to this Welsh girl who lived with Maria. But Gino owned it. Gino, my friend Gino, we rented off him. So he's got all the dates. And then when I went to Punchcocks Road, the Downey's got the dates from there. And the registry officer have the dates of the marriage. The police can check all this up, you fucking bullshitting fucking all. And he's gone on about me, I called her promiscuous. Well, in her own head, she's telling you, the public, that I was shagging her for a year. She was no fucking vestal virgin. Saw her. I didn't actually see her doing anything with the kids. Her hand was on the cot, but the shit calls eared it as I got upstairs. They realised there, you know, quick cover up job. We've all done it. We're all kids. We've all done it. And he's going to, I don't know any 13-year-old promiscuous Jew. Like it was a terrible thing I said about 13-year-olds. Well, I've got to tell you, when I was 13, I lost my fucking virginity to another 13-year-old. And she took half a dozen blokes' virginity off them, right? But I lost mine too. I'm not going to name you, darling. Right, but we was all promiscuous at that age. And he's trying to get to, and he said, can you imagine that? Say he was promiscuous at 13. What? The shit that comes out of your mouth. You done that story about Chloe, your so-called daughter. And in this story, she meets a rich guy, makes her pregnant. And then when you realise how rich he was, and he's saying how much money he's going to give if it's a boy, if it's a girl, then he said, but then he might have a miscarriage or something. And you were saying you've got to fuck her again, and you're claiming to be the patron saint of children against paedophiles, and you're coming out with shit like that. Your videos are a disgrace. They are disgusting. I can't believe I've sat through and watched them. I've sat here and watched them with police. I've sat and watched them with friends. And everyone comes out to the same conclusion that you have got something wrong with you. You're egged on by these fucking idiots that follow you. It's gone to your head. But the nasty way you've tried to use this social media, how powerful it is, the nasty evil way you've tried to use it, you're fucking disgusting. You run a security company, all right? I do hope the Regency lot of you laughed at when their fucking people got attacked in the, put that video up you did, when their bouncers got attacked in that McDonald's. I know Abel come and fucking rip your fucking business away from you. You've never gobbed it to Tom Richardson. You wouldn't have the arsehole to fucking step on their toes. Because the last time you did, when I come fucking to have a word with you, you come down to see me. Look how fucking do me, Dad. Have a word, please. Stop, please. Stop, please. Stop, please. Isn't she a pathetic little cunt? Eh? Someone else actually spoke to him before I got to fucking have a word with him. One of your fucking friends. But you had to go to other people. So don't get a big un that you're something you're not. Right? You've relied on my name. And if you was abused by me, why did you not turn on off the life support machine when they was wanted to? Why not? You could have let me go. What about Owie Liam? You've forgotten I did my dad's eulogy and I sung for my dad last year at his funeral. My son sent me 2 messages on my phone. I ain't got the phone anymore. Tony was talking about it last night and I was talking to Susie Knight about it. Lindsay's, all the people, my auntie Pat, lots of people have heard these messages where he praised me to the max, called me a hero. He said I was a hero. He said only you could have done what you did. I've got this thing where I can hold myself together at people I love's funerals and sing for them. I've got to tell you what, it does take some fucking control. It really does take some control. And I've done it for Johnny Marsh and I've done it for fucking my dad. All right? He sent me messages. These messages were very, very moving. They're not the sort of messages you send to someone who's abused you. Especially a year later, you're kicking off fucking fuss like he is. My son's never been abused. He's never been hit. But the story falls apart when you don't go to the police. The story falls apart when you start telling lots of lies. All right? I'm lucky that she's gone to the lengths that she has to try and make you all hate me. But Liam's gone. For 3 weeks they were getting those diaries. Remember in the statement she put up? And I've got detailed diaries. The inference from that was that she kept diaries as a kid, that she was so scarred by what she did. Right? That's Liam's little touch, that was. He's spent 3 weeks going around versing her. He said, I'm now really close to her. Really good friends with her. Well, she's got 2 Facebook accounts, this little housewife, 500 friends and 800 friends. And guess what? All that lot that I've been having these battles with all these sites, that fucking right-wing lot, they're all on her fucking Facebook account. My friend's got it all screenshotted and all the rest of it. I've got people watching my back, you see. Not everyone is intimidated by you and your friends. Although that's what they've been doing. Out in my friends, they named 8 of my friends as paedophiles in a paedophile ring with me to stop them commenting. And they succeeded. My friend Jan, she doesn't comment anymore. She's too scared to, in case they go, because she's got protecting her daughter. But they put pictures up of her 16-year-old daughter. And Jan said to her, hang on, you reckon you're protecting children against paedophiles? What are you doing using my 16-year-old daughter's photograph? And I'm disabled. What are you doing picking on me? So they took her off because they made her look bad. My friend Lorraine, she doesn't comment anymore. She had a heart attack over this. She's not been a huge one. I'm not trying to get this. She's had a second, like a murmur thing. Something's gone on. I'm not quite sure, but it has affected her because of the pressure and the anxiety, and something's happened. I'm not going to blow this out of proportion and say she nearly fucking died, but she couldn't take no more of it, so she stopped commenting. Right? There's been lots of people. He contacted some bloke in London. He was in Erith the other day. And he goes, you're in London, I'm in Erith, come fucking see him. Because this bloke was telling him to shut up and get some fucking evidence and prove his fucking case and stop going on. Because people have noticed how it's altered. How the situation's altered from, he's got a case to answer, the evidence, there's a fucking case there from the things that he's got to say about me. He's now telling you, I need you all to come forward because there's no evidence, I need to come forward. But that's not how he started this, guys. He started this telling you there was. That's how he got you all my case in the first place, by telling you there was. He's a fucking trained liar. I'm fucking astounded what a good liar is. And the thing is, he projects it all to me. I'm the habitual liar. I'm the narcissist. Fuck me. I do political videos. I don't come in and go, love me, love me, love me. No, not so fucking funny. Right? His videos are fucking perverse. He's a narcissist. The attention, it's what he said, my production company. He keeps going about my production company. He's been talking about that since we made up. The year before last on Father's Day. We hadn't been speaking for years. he come back to me on Father's Day. Father's Day of all days, and he come back to me. It was the day before my dad died, and he was at my dad's funeral, right? We hadn't spoke to each other. He came back to me because his grandparents were dead. His mum had cancer, and he wasn't seeing his son. His own son was ignoring him in shops. So that's a great father he is. His own son was ignoring him. They've made up again now, because he's only a kid, but he was turning his back on him. And Liam contacted me and said, I've realised what it must be for like, because I don't talk to you. But he goes, I won't talk to him. And he went, he left a message on my answer phone. And he actually said, don't bother contacting me. He said, I just want to say Happy Father's Day, but I think you're a cunt. That's what he said. That's the way he broke it. Nice. Next day, my dad died. And I said to him, you're lucky that you sent me that message yesterday. I said, because if you'd have tried to do it today, because my dad died, I'd have told you to fuck off. But we had another go at it. He wasn't sincere. He's not sincere. He's the most insincere human being that you're going to ever fucking meet. He is very good. He's duped a lot of you. He's not duped most of you. I got, until the Tasha bit, this business, this Trump card he come out with, lots of you started coming across me going, oh, he's changing his story. He's gone too far. I don't believe him anymore. Of course, then he come out with the Tasha thing. He's had to come out with something. How can he carry it on? And he's trying to tell you there's other people and there's this other big secret and everything else. You know, I don't know how much money he's got to throw at these things. I know he earns a nice few quid. How much money? I know he lost another venue the other day. Really? He's lost 5, I think, you find, recently. One was in Eastbourne. I know about the Eastbourne place. I know it's really ill. I forget the other places are. But he's losing them. Because he's losing credibility. These are business people who don't particularly know me personally, but know that someone who's been saying stuff like he has in public, spending so much time on social media lapping up sex abuse claims. Normally these things are done in private. Usually they will not humiliate. He brought my brothers and sisters into it the other day, telling you lot that we was abused as children. How fucking low can you get your own fucking family? Bring up his aunties and uncles. He had his cousin named as a paedophile. Ryan had to fucking stop him. Ryan's a fucking he's CRB checked to work with children. He said, here, fucking get my name off that list. I don't put it on there again. No, Susie Knight, what a lovely girl, Susie Knight. She had lots of fucking problems to deal with in her life, and he goes and puts her. And then when Andy, her husband, gets on one of him, he threatens him. Eventually, he took it down because it was the dual thing between Andy and fucking Ryan, right? Because Liam's really a bit of a coward. He'll have a go at people who won't have a go. I had a guy actually inboxed me last night and I gave him my phone number. And he was telling me a conversation he'd had with Liam. He told the fucking, the same age as Liam, told them to fucking shut his mouth. He said he'd have it fight up and round him all day long. Couldn't give two shits about it. He's a wanker. If I was concerned, Liam's a fucking pussy. Liam's the only guy that thinks he's big tough guy. In all, there's no one that really knows anyone who's had a row with. Listen to the name of the people you've had a row with, Liam, and what you've done. You've listed my feats, what I've got up to. The only thing he's right, he's told you, is that I used to be one fucking heavy gangster type guy. Yeah. I lived that life. I lived it. I was a career criminal. Done 14 years in jail. I've never hid it. I was on drugs. I was on smack for 7 years. I've been clean 12 years and 9 months. I never hid it. In fact, every year I put up my anniversary. I used to do it every 6 months. Because I've only been on social media about, I don't know, 6, 7 years. So it's 12 years, yeah. So I've been on social media about 6 years. So since about 7 years, I've been clean 7 years and you've been getting a countdown, right? I've never hid it. I don't have what I've done. It's not a case of bragging, but also don't run away from shit. I don't run away from anything. And I most certainly wasn't going to run away from this. Paedophile was the worst thing he could say about me. And he knows that. So that's what he's chosen. To ostracise me from the world. In the past, he's ostracised me from his friends by telling them things like, I'm supposed to have said he took cocaine at his nan's funeral. Right, okay. So that was just a few years ago, 4 years ago. Just thought of this. Evidence against himself. How could I be telling his mates that he took cocaine at his nan's funeral if he wasn't taking cocaine in general? You didn't feel that one, did you, Liam? I just did. Little things like that just come to you, didn't it? So that was it. 4 or 5 years ago, when he was not talking to me, having anything to do with me, right, I remember calling him. He's been clean since he gave up when he was 17. Ha! Right, you know, live link for fucking Oxford 4 weeks ago, day after doing Davey Russell's show. He done a live link down in Oxford off his nut, off his tits. So his story falls apart And you've still got idiots who oh, you poor sodling. No, if you say stuff like that about your own family, now whether you like me or not because I've been in prison, or like me or not because I've took heroin, and I was a drug dealer. Yeah, I sold heroin to pay for my stuff. And I've been to jail for it. They will have nicked me, undercover operation, and nicked me for it, stuck me away. I paid my dues, basically. You know what I mean? Even they don't hold it against me, because I live a straight life these days. I live a straight life. I pay my fucking taxes, pay my national insurance, I run a little business, right? Everything's cushy. And he's bringing all that up to paint this picture because he just wants you all to hate me because he can't have a part of me anymore. He's gone too far, not with this sex thing, before that. He'd gone too fucking far, and I'd washed my hands of him, and I sent him messages accordingly. Dirty little scumbag. He begrudged me a few toner cartridges, and the fucking thing is, because he didn't want his mates knowing that he begrudged me a few toner cartridges, he actually picked on a week later, because I would have done a demonstration up in Nottingham for the Notts casuals, these scumbags that are aiding with him. It's ironic, the whole situation, but they're a bunch of fucking wrong-uns. They threatened, they used the 16-year-old girls, said that we'd take away and rape her. To one of my pals, got hold of his 16-year-old daughter, that's lot, inboxed her, telling her that she's going to get gang raped. These Notts casuals lot. Right? That's what she did. They did. That's the levels they've gone to. Some of the fucking threats. They are being investigated, right? It's too late to fucking hide it because you're being investigated. You're being investigated. And I hope you fucking have a big fall with a lot of you. But please, I hope this is the last I've got to say about it. Please stop inboxing me, you're nonsense, I'm going to get you messages. Because you know I don't back off. Right? Fucking hell, I'm 57. I shouldn't have to keep offering people company. Come do something about it. Just drop it out. I understand how you've been duped. Let's start again here. I understand how you've been duped because he's very, very believable. But the whole thing revolves around Tasha now because he's managed to divert the attention off himself because he wouldn't come to the Jeremy Cole show. He's managed to divert it all over Tasha now, poor little cow. She's got it all on her case. But her stories are all fucking her for a year. So let's just take everything else out there. Let's just focus on the facts she's come out with. I was doing it for a year. I was with her mum only a few weeks, 4 or 5 weeks in the house. We got unengaged. I moved out. Within a week, I was gone over to this Punch Cops Roadhouse where the Downies went to Spain. I met Geraldine practically straight away. I was probably, at the time, I look back at 57 now, from going from one engagement and getting married within 8 weeks, I was probably fucking, I don't know, searching for something in them days. I don't know. I was on a journey. I was on part of my journey. So I was doing my pop music. I was doing all legitimate. I was living legitimate as well. Geraldine Doyle, sorry, Geraldine Charles is a friend of Reg's. Geraldine Doyle, my wife, didn't realise that every day this geezer ringing me up was Reggie Craig, because I used to live with the insecurity that they only wanted me because I was Reggie Craig's adopted son. So, because we got married so quick, it wasn't until we got married that I said to her, do you realise who that is that rings me up every day? And we have rows every day, because she just, I go, fucking you can't go and stop ringing it, because we and Reggie used to have a fight like fucking cat and dog. That's how the relationship was run, basically. Yeah, we only agreed to it up with good row, because that's the way he had it with Ron, right? But I didn't tell her about Reggie Craig until she was committed and we was married, because I used to live with the insecurity that they only wanted me because of who I was, because of my involvement with the Craigs. Because I used to get a lot of anger on us, etc., etc. And I will give her a due. She was for me. It didn't work because we weren't together. We only lasted 16 months. But that was only about a month after, it all started about a month after I finished with Tasha's mum. So her story of a year, total and utter bullshit. All right? I don't care how much she's backed up by our silly fucking mate. Tara's had a very, very rough life, probably mistreated by guys and whatever. When you get to 40, fucking man-hater or wherever it is. Tara, I know your fucking family, right? I know your family. I went out with one of your aunties, right? I was speaking to your uncle the other day, Tony. Very good friend of mine, Tony Hamilton, right? He told me to come after you, not physically. Fucking give you as much stick as I can for coming out of shit like you are. But just wind your neck in, because I'm pressing charges against both of them two. As long as the old bill do something. They're so slow. hence I've come out with this video. But just remember this, guys. Liam claimed that I abused him at 9, and he told his mum at 7 when he was 17. They didn't go to the police either, right? His mum and his nan didn't go to the police. Terrible parents they are, right? Tasha's indicated that her mum knows. She didn't go to the police either. A terrible mother. About all these terrible parents, right? Very strange. They're saying because they were scared of me. Well, my son wasn't scared enough of me when he was 17 to tell his mum that I let him fucking experiment with drugs around my house, did he? Wasn't too scared then. And the last 9 years, he definitely hasn't been scared of me because you see the amount of threats. And my friends know. My auntie knows and my friends know. My close ones know. How many times he's threatened me. In fact, he threatened my mate Tony as well. My mate, the bodyguard, who works for the billionaire, he's threatened him. He's threatened Richard Thompson twice. Richard Thompson, who's no mug, he's had to go to the police twice and made two reports about it, the threats he's made. Looks he's scared of him. Because if it does go and he hurts Liam, he needs it on record that he's defending himself. Because he just can't help himself. He's threatening people all the time. He's losing the plot and inboxing them and threatening them. He's just fucking... we think he's got a mental illness. And for someone to accuse their own father, their own relative of such things, and then pay someone, whether he's paid, well, I don't know whether he's played on sympathy or whether he's paid up, I don't give a fuck. To a man say, I've been fucking her for a year. Hey? Stupid mare. Hey? That was a bit of a bit longer because she knew what colour my car is and what car is. He was 8 years of age and he's tried to rewrite my life back there. Little things like the Paul Marsh thing with Tasha. How would I know if I only knew her for a few weeks? See the spin on it? Because I was in Paul's life. I was in Paul's and Maria's life, big time, and she appeared in there when Maria told me. Not because I had any connection with her, it's because Maria did, because Maria and G were busy pals. They're not anymore. Don't know what that is. Like a lot of people don't speak to Maria that used to know her. Because she's fucking trouble. She tells terrible lies about people. She even tried to set John, when he died the other week, he left me a pendant, and it said silver pendant, and it read in it, closest thing I've had to a brother. I love you with all my heart. I will see you when the time is right, otherwise when I die. Love, John. She's been concocting all this shit with Liam, because she's been doing this to me for a very long time. She's been doing it to me for a very fucking long time, and because my code of conduct is you don't hurt women, for geezers who've been doing it, fucking hell, I'd have been serving life and they'd have been dead, right? The fucking thing she said. She put her own niece up, Nikki. All of you call it, ask Nikki Marsh what she said about me and her when she was 13. My brother, John, he's not my real brother, Johnny Marsh, but he considered me a brother, come round my house to fucking have a row. Despite he knew he was totally out of his league and outclassed, bless him. Yeah, and that's why I love him. Because he had the arsehole to turn up around my house to at least fucking pull me. And I told him, I said, sit down and shut up, John. I said, before you start, I said, I'm going to tell you something. Me and your sister had a big fight, actually. Because he thought this was coming from my Bezzy pal. He thought my Bezzy pal didn't run with that rattle. I'd come around and said, I've got to tell you something. Fucking Pete's been shagging Nikki. She denies it. She said it. I pulled her in front of him the day before he died. We was in the front room and he was in his bedroom. Apparently he laughed. He laughed because I stuck it on her for it. Right? So I was not going to let him go without him knowing I'd stuck it on her at long last in front of everyone. And she blamed Nikki for it. It was Nikki's fault that it all got said. Right? It's always somebody else's fault. Right? And there's Liam out there trying to tell everyone that she wasn't a prostitute back in the day when we all knew she was. He was 8 years of age. What would he know? I'm telling you, he's even calling her a prostitute. Isn't it what I'm saying about people? They're my fucking people, not his. He was a little boy. But he's a fucking liar, and he's very, very, very not right up here. Poor fucker. I haven't really got any sympathy for him. I hope he has a huge fall because he's carried this on. If he'd have stopped, if he'd have said it and then realised he fucking said the wrong thing and stopped and fucking disappeared for a couple of months, people would have forgot it. And I could let that go. I'd have been hurt by it. But now I hate his fucking guts, right? And I hope the old Bill fucking stick him away. Because if he's going to say about me, he's fucking flesh and blood. Remember, the amount of people he's fucking threatening, you lot all don't realise him sitting there crying his eyes out and getting all emotional, getting all this anger and all the rest of it. He is a very devious individual because what he's projecting to you, how he is, and what he's been like in real life, the amount of people that have stopped being my fucking friend They're going, oh, can I be your friend afterwards? And see, the thing is, he's a cunning cunt because he knows how I slight. I slight big time. These people are going to fuck themselves. All those that haven't stood by me, and all those that went, they can stay gone. Absolutely stay gone. I don't fucking need you. I've got 32,000 friends and followers. I don't fucking need these lily-livered pricks. Right? Some of them have really put a battle up for me, I must admit. Angela Beresford, fuck me. Well, I'll take you out of that one. Right? She eventually had to give up because they was for her grandchildren's sake, because they keep naming these people as paedophiles and fucking paedophile supporters and sticking their names up on sites. His own cousin. I hope I never have to address this subject again. This is a 40-minute video. People wise up, because I was a married man when she said Tasha claims to have this, and it's the only reason she'd know my address, if she does, down in Burgess Hill, is because he'd give it to her. What would she be having my address for? I was down there with Geraldine. Moved in there, the minute I moved down there was with Geraldine. And the previous God knows how many months before that in Punchcox Road. And everyone will remember that now. It's very difficult going back 30 years, isn't it, to place things, and they're going, oh, fucking hell. People I know, they're going, how does that fit in? Oh, cars cut. They said, I fucking don't know. I said, come on. I said, how did you defend yourself against something like that? And because I didn't, he's like, oh, well, I'm going to have a word with her then. But it all came back. Thank you, Liam, for your emotional fucking video, because you dropped the bombs and I picked up the debris and stuck it all together. I should have just waited for Tony to come back anyway, because Tony knew it. Tony knew the fucking score. The only thing he didn't know, because it was so short-lived, was me being with G for a month round her house. His recollection was Goss Park Road, into Goss Park Road, Goss Park House to Punchcox Road. And me giving with Geraldine, because he'd done the patio for us, done the back garden. Right? So, game, set, match.